Welcome everyone to another Pixelated review. I'm your host, Pixelated Jordan. So we have a new series for us today, an indie series. There's only 2 books right now, but I find the books really cool. It's a sci-fi universe and it's got guns, battles, and just superpower people. Well, kinda. Super soldiers. But still. Anyway, this right here is called Soul of the Empire. I can't remember if there's an actual name for this series other than using Soul, but we're gonna stick with that though. Point is though, this is a indie author sci-fi story. So, and I saw the picture, I saw the cover and I was like, oh, this is a really cool cover. I really like this a lot. So I had to go check out the rest of it, right? And I did, and well, yeah, there's definitely things I could say, but there's a lot I also can say, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. Well, point is though, this is a review. That's about it. Anyway, so without further ado, let's get started with the review. Book 1, Soul of an Empire. Let me tell you how this book opens. Epic. It is just traumatic, geez, man, humanity can be so cruel. It is scary. And then we go to a 10-year-old Yui, who is basically a super soldier. And then it goes on from there. There is more, obviously, to the plot, with the whole government thing, this, what's it called, Soul Federation Command, and just all that in general. I did find a lot of these actions were just actually really good. Like, there's a lot of space combat, and it's treated like, you as you would treat a sea battle, if you would, out in the boats and Navy battle and all that good stuff. But it does a really good job at portraying that stuff, like, really well. And it does really feel the tension in the battles, which is something really cool. I didn't think I liked that much, but ended up being something I really enjoyed overall. And yeah, but the only thing I can safely say which kind of sucked for this overall story is its characters kind of dragged. And some things just felt overly explained or overly just kind of boring. And that's what really sucks about this. There is some cool stuff and fun stuff in this world. The problem is it just spent so much time of doing kind of nothing, which really sucks, because when it does get to these really good climactic bits, especially in the end, it's really good. For example, the climax is really good. And guess what? It wasn't an all-out fight. Why? Because they knew they would lose. And they had to do their own thing to just, ended up winning. Win by conversation, basically, but it was a good way to end it without being this big old conflict of people dying. And it was really, really cool. But when it comes to the overall journey, the journey itself was, it was boring, which really sucked. So, yeah, I wasn't all for that. So, yeah, that's the only thing that really sucks about this whole thing of Soul of an Empire. It's just that it's boring until it doesn't get boring anymore. And I did like our main character, Yu. I think that's how you pronounce him, Y-U-I. I don't know. I hope I pronounced it right. She's really cool. She's definitely kicks butt, and she's definitely worth it. But it's just that, like I said, it just felt so boring afterwards. She's smart. She kicks butt, but that's about it. So, with that being said, for a rating of Soul of an Empire, I give it a rating of Book 2, Soul of a Republic. Talk about hitting it out of the park. Souls of a Republic is just better than what came before. There's no other question about it. It just blew my mind when it came out of there. There's a dichotomy that really just works very well. The main character is basically Zula and her brother Ahmed. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, their dichotomy just worked so well and so perfectly that I just loved it. And Yui, the main girl from our previous series, who was the main protagonist, is now the antagonist of this story. And it serves the story in a really cool way, as Yui is the beacon of light on this side, and Obviously, Zula was the guy who was on the wrong side and starting to realizing that she is on the wrong side. However, her brother, on the other hand, is the one that goes like, nah, we got messed up. Let's go fight them. And let's destroy them. And like, he was really on this negative character arc. It was just absolutely just something out of there. And Zula just, after this kind of facing these atrocities from many other things that this team of their republic is doing, is like, no, I don't, this is not right, this is not a good thing. And I absolutely loved it. It works so well. It's a very simple way to tell a story, but it works so well. And I absolutely love Zula's character for it. And especially when it got to some of the little bits in there. They have Ghost in here, which is cool. And it was terrifying, actually. I have to admit that it's actually kind of terrifying how the ghosts work in here. Geez, man, no wonder they want to be asleep for that. Point is, though, really good world building in this book, and the characters absolutely felt really good. Yui being treated as an antagonist, which is absolutely great. It actually fit the story very well. And remember, antagonist doesn't mean they're evil. They're just against the protagonist. That's literally all it is. And yeah, and as I said, Zula ended up being my favorite character now, and she absolutely nailed it. Love her. And there's points where it does kind of drag again with some of these over detailed stuff, which I don't really like, but that's just me, more personal gripe. Also, there's a character named Ellie. Yeah, that one kind of just was forced. I don't know why. I mean, I get it for the narrative's sake, but it kind of felt forced. But other than that, though, solid character work. Zula, like I said, I can't get enough of that lady. Zula was absolutely great. And and the maps, that's what they're called. The guns he's holding, they're called map, and they felt like they had their own identity. Like, this exists for specifically this universe, and it felt really cool, and I like that. I know it wasn't in the other book, but this one felt really good. It just felt like it had its own identity compared to more or less the other sci-fi guns in, well, sci-fi. Anyway, I think it's time we give this a review. For Soul of a Republic, I give it a rating of, check it out. Overall, there is some great work in here. Like, there's absolutely can be so much goodness, that there's so much good that there can be good, even more good, if that makes sense. I absolutely do think this is a solid series so far. I really enjoy the character work, especially in the second one, and I think that's what sells it for me more than anything else. The second book really just escalates everything that we already knew from the first one, and it makes it even better. Where there could be good stuff in the first one, but the second one just said, hey, let me show you how I actually wanted to do it, and it blew my mind. So yeah, I definitely like this series a lot, and like I said, it's a unique kind of sci-fi. I really do like it. It's heavily detailed in some areas where, like I said, it gets a little boring. So, unless you appreciate that, then that's all for you. Yeah. But overall, I definitely could say it's a unique take on sci-fi, or not the most unique take, but I like it still. So, that being said, let's give a series so far review. For the rating of Soul of an Empire and Soul of a Republic, I give it a series rating of, check it out. Hi, I want to thank you guys all for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys want to check these books out, I will link them down below. And hey, did you know I too am an indie author? That's right. If you like the paranormal and ghost and on an adventure for young adult novels, well, I have you covered in Unborn Ghost. I will have that too linked down below. And as always, if you want to watch more videos of this, I have it down also linked in here. So, thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.